There's a massive treasure hidden beneath the Andes Mountains in South America. Scientists have found a deposit with 13 million tons of copper, which could be worth over $100 billion. This discovery could be a major economic boost for Argentina, which has been struggling financially for decades. But they can't celebrate yet. Extracting it will be a massive challenge. And even if they manage to do it, it could come at a serious cost. The first big problem is where it is. The mine is located in the Andes, along the border of Chile and Argentina. I'm talking about the highest mountain range outside of Asia. The Filo del Sol copper deposit sits near the top of one of its mountains at an altitude of 16,400 feet. To give you an idea, that's about 3 times higher than Mount Washington. And like any hard-to-reach place, getting equipment up there is a nightmare. But mining that high isn't just difficult because of logistics, it can also be dangerous for the workers. Some studies suggest they could develop something known as CMS. When you spend days at such high altitudes, your body gets low oxygen levels and produces too much hemoglobin. That's not good. It can cause fatigue, headaches, and dizziness. Over time, it can lead to severe health problems. These are 2 of the main challenges to starting large-scale copper extraction there. But the truth is, the Filo del Sol deposit isn't new. It's been known since the 90s. What's new is that scientists now believe the area contains 5 times more metal than they first thought. This discovery got the mining industry's attention because this could be one of the largest copper reserves in the world. But turning a deposit into a working mine takes time, and it can cost a huge amount of money. Now, thanks to these new estimates, companies say they're ready to invest up to $40 billion in Argentina's untapped copper belt. That investment could pay off. According to studies, this mine could last for more than 70 years. That's long enough to go through multiple economic ups and downs. But that comes with a dangerous trade-off. On one hand, the world needs more copper. On the other hand, getting that copper could damage the very things we need it for. I know, it sounds confusing, but stick with me. Copper has become essential in recent decades. That's because it's in almost everything we need to move to green energy, from electric cars and solar panels to wind turbines. So, global demand for copper is expected to skyrocket in the coming years. It could far exceed supply, driven by the rise of artificial intelligence and the shift away from fossil fuels. Estimates say demand could grow by about 30% by 2040. But even before that, we could be facing a shortage in the next 10 to 15 years. That's one of the reasons why this massive new resource in the Andes is getting so much attention. Extracting this resource could speed up the shift away from fossil fuels and shake up global metal prices. The second reason is that the Filo del Sol deposit also contains large amounts of silver and gold. Both metals conduct electricity really well, which is why they're widely used in electronics. They're becoming increasingly important in areas like aerospace, satellites, and 5G networks. It's almost like Argentina just won the lottery. Finding a resource this large could bring in billions of dollars in revenue, creating thousands of jobs and attract foreign investment. The country could become a major player in the copper industry. They'd be richer and more powerful. But that might come at a huge cost. People could struggle to get drinkable water. One important thing about high mountains is that they store water in ice and snow. That's a big deal because it supplies drinking water around the world. Mountains might only cover about 25% of the Earth's land, but they provide around 60% of all fresh water. In Argentina, it's no different. The Andes store water in snow and glaciers, and that water flows down into rivers and streams. In the city of Mendoza, for example, water from the mountains supplies people's homes and helps irrigate their crops. So having mining operations near those glaciers is a real concern. Mining requires a lot of water. Just to give you an example, one of the country's biggest mining sites, called La Alumbrera, uses about 25 billion liters of water every year. That's like 34% of all the water used by people in the region over the same period. Some experts warn that large-scale mining could change the flow of rivers coming from the Andes. that could mean millions of people might not have enough water. Because you see, it's not just the city of Mendoza that could be affected. Argentina has over 16,000 glaciers. They supply water to 36 river basins across 12 provinces, where around 7 million people live. That has sparked a major conflict in the country. Argentina actually had laws to protect glaciers, and that meant protecting drinking water too. In fact, it was the first country in the world to pass that kind of regulation. They basically said that commercial activities could not damage glaciers and water reserves, period. But those rules were loosened very recently. Now it's up to the authorities in each province to decide if the glaciers in their region are considered strategically important. Basically, they have to decide whether the water is essential for people, agriculture, or research. If it is, great, the glaciers will be protected. But if not, well, then those environmental protections don't really do much. Now, there are two sides to this story. Those in favor say this could be great for the country. It could bring jobs, money, and more influence. It could boost local and regional economies and even turn Argentina into a major economic power. Authorities point out that Argentina barely exports any copper, while Chile, which shares the same mountain range, exports around $20 billion a year. But it's not just about money. Loosening the rules could also help the country's energy transition. Argentina needs to find and extract these minerals if it wants to move away from fossil fuels. Like I mentioned earlier, they're essential for making solar panels, batteries, and wind turbines, and they're the foundation of a greener future. At the same time, it also raises concerns. Experts who oppose loosening environmental protections say they're worried people might not have enough water. According to them, we don't really know what criteria will be used to decide which water sources are considered essential and which aren't. And that means any glacier or even surrounding environments could be at risk. Those experts might even agree that the world needs these metals for a cleaner future, but destroying the water supply for millions of people might be too high a price. So, by now, you can probably see how complex this problem really is. It's like a chicken and egg situation. We know glaciers are melting fast because of climate change. To deal with that, we need more green energy. But to build more green energy, we need more materials, like copper. And to get more copper, we might end up damaging the very water sources those glaciers provide. In the end, it's a paradox, and there's no easy answer. There's also no clear answer on when this treasure will actually be mined. Estimating the size of a deposit is a bit like taking inventory in a warehouse you can't fully access yet. It depends on drilling, lab tests, and computer models, and then the results are sorted based on how confident scientists are. So, numbers can change, and that's not the same as metal that can actually be sold. Companies still need to prove they can extract it safely, process the rock, and manage the waste, all while staying within the law and within budget. And because of everything we talked about, none of that will be easy.